Hello friends, I'm and you're welcome to the final iteration of our series Make My Own Productivity System, which is hosted online. Now, so far in the series, we've finally reached a point where we are just a step away from achieving the final look we desired. So far in the series, we've already done it twice. The first iteration was the foundation, the base, and in that video, we built the foundation of the whole system. But for the UI, I just had to settle with Telegram bot. While in the second one, we stepped a little further and provided a clean UI which would get the basic things done. While this is the final one, when we're going to provide it a complete dashboard. We already have achieved the foundation and the user interface. Now on that user interface, now it is time to add components to make it usable, to make it functional and achieve the final look we have been hoping for. And just like in the previous videos, everything here is hosted on Hostinger VPS. And right now I'm using KVM2 plan, which gives me 2 vCPU cores, 8 GBs of RAM, 100 GBs of fast NVMe storage, along with these amazing features with AMD EPYC processors, 1 Gbps of network speed, public AIs, AI web terminal, and all the other stuff. All you have to do is click the link in the description and customize your own VPS Hostinger plan and use my coupon code LEGINO for flat 10% discount. So let's begin. So far the system is functional, but it felt more of a prototype rather than something I would actually like to use. So the goal of the final iteration wasn't to build everything from scratch. Instead, it was to redefine the experience and turn all the individual pieces we built in the previous videos into a proper productivity dashboard platform. So I started with redesigning the interface. The previous version was very simple. It allowed me to create and view tasks, but there wasn't much of a visual feedback. So I began building the proper dashboard layout by introducing sections and navigations for analytics, system monitoring, and task management. The idea was to create a central place where I could see everything happening across the system, and once the structure was in place, I moved to the dashboard itself. I added statistic cards to provide a quick overview of the platform, showing information such as task counts, automation status, and the overall system health. Even though they are relative simple additions, but they immediately made the platform feel much more complete. And next was the usability and visibility. One of the biggest advantages of running everything on my own private VPS is that I have total control of the infrastructure. So I added a dedicated system status section showing the current state of the platform. This allows me to quickly verify if my Hostinger VPS is online and it is running correctly, and the Telegram integration is proper and the database is accessible. Since all these services are self-hosted, having the visibility becomes incredibly useful. After that, I worked on analytics. Rather than displaying raw data, I wanted a quick visual overview of the activities across the platform. So I added a productivity graph that helps me visualize the progress over time, making the dashboard feel more informative. And the final step was to redefine the overall user experience, like adjusting spacing, improving the layout, simplifying interactions, and making sure that everything feels cohesive. None of these changes were particularly complex on their own, and not that much big of a deal as in previous videos. But together, they form the project from a collection of workflows into something that feels real and much closer to a real system. And the best part is that everything you're seeing here runs on the same Hostinger VPS we set up earlier in the series, as I mentioned. The web interface, the automated workflows, database, and Telegram integrations all are hosted on infrastructure that we fully control. What started simple as an automation experiment has now evolved into a complete self-hosted productivity system. And now it is time to showcase the whole system, which we have finally achieved. So this is Productivity OS. Here, as you can see, we have a control panel, and there is the real dashboard where this is a display of what's going on. Our Hostinger VPS online. Server is uptime with 99% of actively running hosting, and then the total tasks and the number of automations done till now. Then we have the task section where we can add and delete tasks. For example, let's say edit. I add that task, and there it is, added. And this is the analysis of how many tasks I've completed, which gives me an overview of how my week has been. And this is a representation of each individual system, which is running separately from one another. This is the Hostinger VPS, which is currently right now running and has been running for a long time. Then we have N8N actively, where most of the things are already published, as you can see, which means these two are also online. Then we have the Telegram and database connected, which is actually in the workflow, as you can see. I have my Telegram, which controls the message triggers, and then we have the database with separate functions of insertion, deletion, and all the other stuff, which helps us manage the database directly from the system. Now, this is the perfect visual interface which we needed, and let me just show you how far we have come. So as you can see, we have this VPS Hostinger system where it is based on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS with KVM2 Hostinger plan. And check this out, it's been running since I began working on it. 37 days and 19 hours of uptime, can you believe it? And then when we go deep into it, this is Docker, which contains our N8N and other things. Now in N8N, let me just show you. We have 3 workflows here. And check this out. So far we have 329 executions with 0 failure rate. Man, that's nice. And as you can see, we have our Telegram accounts connected and multiple executions running every now and then with our database of tasks, which currently has these 4 to-dos. Now talking about the workflows, then I have 3 separate workflows running simultaneously. This is the first one, which works in taking the data from the database and representing it in my dashboard. While talking about the second one, it works in insertion of new tasks, which I just added. And the third one is purely for deletion. This allows me to delete the rows whenever I want, and all of this is controlled with this interface. And it just doesn't stop here. In order to actually manage the whole VPS Hostinger, we get to use terminal, which you can open from here. And now we're into Docker. Now let me just exit from here, and now here we are in Ubuntu. Now talking about what I have here, I have a folder called UI, and in that I have my index.html and index.html.cvel. My index.html is a file which contains the whole layout of my dashboard. We can easily access it using nano index.html, and this is the real deal, the thing which actually took the longest of time to create. This contains all the visual elements and how they are running and accessing data and doing all the stuff directly from my VPS. And as you can see, if I do neofetch, as you can see, this is our Ubuntu operating system, which currently has AMD's Epic CPU, which is like a beast with 8 GBs of RAM and 813 packages. And it has been running for 37 days, 19 hours. So yeah, this is the most reliable setup I've ever worked with. All thanks to Hostinger VPS. And the journey from just a mere Telegram bot to the whole productivity system which I have today could not have been possible if not for Hostinger. It allowed me to go with VPS, which gave me a private hosting with complete control from operating system to the things inside the operating system, and connecting it to N8N for creating workflows, which led to this productivity system. And the series has finally reached its end, as I finally reached what I intended to make, a productivity operating system which will help me to stay productive and efficient in my workloads every now and then. And with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what do you think about it, and it's been an amazing journey, all thanks to Hostinger. And if you wish to create your own productivity system or your own automation system, or anything which requires a VPS, then don't forget to check out Hostinger VPS with a link in the description and use my coupon code let you know for flat 10% off on any plan. So yep, I'll meet you next video. Till then, I am Om, signing out.